Evolution of effectiveness PQS in relation to risk-based change management. So, what is evolution of effectiveness PQS pharmaceutical quality system in relation to risk-based change management? Now we are going to discuss about this topic. So, PICS GMP guide requires companies to demonstrate the effectiveness of their PQS and to apply quality risk management principles to change control activities. It covers all relevant steps in the change management process like change proposal, change assessment, change planning and implementation, change review, and effectiveness checks. It indicates within each step the aspects that render the PQS to be effective in that area. So this is important not only in the context of the PICS GMP requirements, it is also important in the context of ICH Q10, which sets out the potential for risk-based regulatory oversight for companies which demonstrate that an effective PQS is in place. So people are joining. So I request you to join in the YouTube live also. So demonstrating the effectiveness of a PQS in relation to risk-based change management. So in that, three steps are there. So change proposals, determination of when a change is needed, change risk assessment, change planning and implementation. So first one is change proposals, determination of when a change is needed actually. So the objective, scope, expected outcomes and anticipated benefits of the proposed change are documented. The potential impacts of the proposed change to other products, processes, systems or sites are assessed and rationales are documented. Relevant experts and stakeholders. Examples: various subject matter experts or specific departments are involved in change proposal development and approval. The potential impacts to pending or approval filings and regulatory commitments are addressed. The system ensures that changes are proposed in a timely manner, that proposed changes are formally evaluated, and that a decision to accept or reject the proposal is documented. For rejected change proposals, the system ensures that the rationales for those rejections are documented and that continued risks are adequately managed. Next one, change risk assessment. Impact versus risk assessment. An impact assessment is not as comprehensive as a risk assessment. Impact assessments often assign categorization to proposed changes and determine their regulatory filing impact. Impact assessment do not always fully address what might go wrong with the proposed change. They also often do not address what might be improved in the context of current product and process knowledge, the control strategy, and the product lifecycle. Therefore, a structured risk assessment for the change should be performed. Next one, change risk assessment. Impact versus risk assessment in continuation. The below points shall take into consideration while preparing a risk assessments. The level of rigor effort, example testing, validation, review, and documentation is commensurate with the level of risk. Risk assessments adequately assess the potential risks and benefits of changes to product quality, safety, and efficacy. Risk assessments adequately assess potential risks and benefits to other products, processes, and systems. Risk assessments identify and document current and needed risk controls. Changes and their risks are assessed using current product and process knowledge. Appropriate data and information are used or generated if needed to support such risk assessments. Change categorizations are appropriate and based on the level of the outcome of risk assessments, and the assigned risk levels drive change planning, prioritization, implementation, and their timelines. So now we are in the change planning and implementation. Data to support the change as well as acceptance criteria and change effectiveness criteria are predefined in change planning. These may include continuous process verification (CPV) and statistical assessments, etc., to aid with the quantitative assessment of risk. Interim controls, short-term measures are identified and implemented in a timely manner to monitor or mitigate risk associated with the current identified risk control measures are adequately implemented in a timely manner. The system ensures that approval to proceed with change implementation is documented, relevant risk assessments are reviewed, and are updated after the implementation of change. Prior to change closure, what we have to ensure is changes meet their intended objectives and predefined effectiveness criteria. Any deviation from those criteria are adequately assessed, accepted, and managed or justified. As part of the quality risk management activities, residual risk are assessed and managed to acceptable levels, and appropriate adoptions of procedures and controls are implemented. Any unintended consequences or risk introduced as a result of changes are evaluated, documented, accepted and handled adequately, and are subject to a predefined monitoring time frame. Prior to or after change closure, any post-implementation actions needed, including those for deviation from predefined acceptance criteria and or CAPAs, are identified and adequately completed. Relevant risk assessments are updated, post-effectiveness assessments. New product or process knowledge resulting from those risk assessments are captured in the appropriate quality and operations documents. Example SOPs, reports, product control strategy documents, etc. Conclusion: PQS in relation to risk based change management should drive risk reduction where possible to ensure better quality performance, manufacturing performance, continual improvement, and innovation through adequate and timely management of product quality and patient safety risks. Thank you for watching PBS India. Please do subscribe and comment.